This is the Introduction to Analyzing Data and Doing Statistics quiz. So when you get to the quiz, you have the instructions here, and so I want to make sure you understand what's going on with this assignment. And so once you get here, you'll notice that there are 9 problems. I've assigned 5 problems to each person. So you can take a look at the list that's underneath the quiz, and then the problems you are responsible, and you will submit this here online, typed up. And so make sure, again, it's typed and submitted. Either type it directly here or through a document you can upload. And so what this quiz is you analyzing data. The data has been uploaded to StatCrunch. So when you go to My Groups, I'm not looking over here. If you go to My Groups or Your Groups, you would open up our current group, and you'll see the quiz for data. In this case, that's what it's labeled as. And so in this case, you would open up. There's tons of data here, more than you're going to need. So just want to make sure you're aware of that. And then you have the columns here. This data comes from a website called Census at School, where students go online and answer a survey online. So you can take a look at the different questions here, and then it gets collected, and schools, teachers, classes can use that data. And so you can get an idea if you want to look at the questions, and then these are the answers. And what I'm looking at here, what we end up looking at here is we have the results for 259th through 12th grade students in California. And so that's the data we're playing with. And then you're going to go ahead and answer questions with regard to this data here. There's 3 types of questions, 1 through 3. You're using probability density function. In 4 through 6, you're going to use confidence intervals. And then in 7 through 9, you have to use binomial probability distributions to answer the questions. And so that's what this is. And so I want to do the examples here for you so you have an idea of how to isolate the data. So the first question, find the probability that a randomly selected female lives in a home occupied by at most 6 people. And so what has to happen is you're going to get to the data. And so just keep in mind what the question is again. I need to isolate the females and find out how many people live in their home. And so if you look at the data here, I have gender, so males and females in this case. And then if you go along, there's one set of column called, let's find it, home occupants. So this is the number of people that live in their home. And so what I want to answer is find the probability that a randomly selected female lives in a home occupied by at most 6 people. So the first thing that we need to do in this case is isolate that type of person. And so looking at that here, I want to calculate, I want to get the summary statistics, because in order to do the normal probability distribution, what needs to happen is we need to know what the mean and standard deviation of the number of people who live for females who live in their home. So summary stats, I want to get the summary statistics on the occupants. We'll find that variable somewhere here, home occupants. And here's the important part here. You want to group this data. I want to find the home, but I want to group it by gender. That's the key right there. And so I just need mean and standard deviation. Those are the 2 important values, and compute that. And notice what you get here is the data for females and males, but all I'm interested are in this case here, so then I can go ahead and answer the question. And so in this case here, what we end up seeing is that if we were going to try to answer this question here, that was submitted here. I don't want to edit that for you. Let's just save that. I need to then go ahead and I need to use those numbers. I'm going to go to stat calculators, and this is normal. What is the normal probability? I'm going to put the mean in here. I'm going to use it to 3 decimal places, 4529. Standard deviation is 1.421. Make sure it's a decimal. There it is. And compute the probability that Find the probability that a randomly selected female lives in a home occupied by at most 6 people. And so at most means less than or equal to 6. And so you put a 6 here and compute. And so our answer would be 0.8497 or 84.97% chance, or around 85.0. Going to round this to 1 decimal place. And so that's what you have to do to answer the questions in problems 1 through 3. That's what needs to happen. And so looking at that, the rest of them need to be answered the same way by using the summary statistics, grouping by the group that we're interested, 12th graders, males, right-handed people. So that's what you're going to try to do. See if you can replicate that and get the answer 0.850 with that. Okay, so that's for probability distribution. A second question is solve these problems using confidence intervals. So that's another type of way of solving this. Is there statistically significant evidence to suggest that students who speak 2 languages have better memories than those students who speak 1 language? And so on the survey here, they all took a memory test. And so we have information on students on their memories. And then where is it at? Score and memory test. I think that's the one I'm looking for. And so looking at that right there, score and memory test. A higher number means a better memory. And so what we're asking here, is there evidence to suggest that those who speak 2 languages have better memories than those who speak 1? And so what we need to do is, I need to create 99% confidence intervals for those 2 groups. And so as we learn is, in order to do that, since this is a mean T stats, and what we want to do is, I want to look at the confidence intervals for each of those groups. And so I have the data already, so 1 sample with data. And I want to look at memories, scored memory game. And I want to group this time, I want to group by those who speak different languages. And so then we would go ahead and then do a confidence interval, 95%. And so we end up with this information here. And the groups I'm comparing is those who speak 2 languages compared to those who speak 1. And so you can see the mean score for 2 people, those who speak 2 languages, is 47.001. Those who speak 1 language, their memory score is 40. So do we have statistically significant evidence to do that? In this case, the answer would be no, there isn't. Even though the means are different, this is just a sample. And so can we say that? It looks like we have some evidence, but when we look at the confidence interval here, the confidence interval says we believe, we're 95% confident that those who speak 1 language, their memories scores will be between 40.5 and 46.05. And those who speak 2, we're 95% confident that their average memory score would be 44.7 to 49.2. So there is technically overlap in here, and so that's why there wouldn't be a difference. And so to answer that question, then I gave this simple answer. Well, in this case, there's more of an explanation, but the answer is no. And then these are the confidence intervals that we calculated using StatCrunch over here. And so since there's overlap, we say there's not statistically significant evidence to suggest there's a difference in those 2 groups. And then the third type of question is the binomial probability distribution. And so looking at that there, what we need to calculate, let's look at the question. What is the probability of obtaining exactly 4 9th through 12th grade students where soccer is their favorite physical activity based on a random sample of 29th through 12th grade students? And so before we can answer a binomial situation, we need to know what percentage of the population actually chose soccer as their favorite. So to do that, I need to get the frequency count. And so in this case, I look at their favorite physical activity, and I want to group this by what was my question? Oh, just we want to do it by physical activity, exactly for now. So that's everyone. So we're just going to group it by that amount. And so then you can see here, soccer has 34 or 0.142, 0.143 is our proportion of students who choose soccer as their favorite physical activity. And then we can go ahead and stat calculators binomial. And so in this case here, we're going to be sampling 20 students, I think it says. Yep. And we want to know what's the probability of getting exactly 4 students. The probability of success in this case is choosing soccer, so that's 0.143. 0.143, and then you compute, and that's it. So the probability of choosing 4 students who choose soccer as their favorite physical activity out of 20 students is going to be 0.172. There's our answer there. So that's how you're going to complete this quiz. The video shows you how to do these calculations. You're just going to have to change your variables to match the variables of interest in each of these problems. And make sure you answer the questions correctly. Make sure you're rounding to the correct decimal places, and you'd submit here on Canvas. Either type your answers here or do it through a file, and that's it.